You think intelligence work starts with a weapon and a mission. It doesn't. It starts with a waiting room, fluorescent light, plastic chair, a form with no agency letterhead. There are 10 levels. Most people never reach level 6. Level 1. Candidate. You are not an agent yet. You are a file. The agency knows your GPA, your debts, your grandfather's politics. They know you before you know them. It is 1971, or 1987, or 2003. The building is unremarkable. That is the point. You fill out forms for 11 weeks. Psychological batteries, polygraph sessions, background interviews with people you haven't spoken to in years. Of 34,000 applicants this cycle, 312 will move forward. You were told nothing about the next stage. You were told to be available. That is all. Then a letter arrives. No seal, no signature, just an address and a time. Level 2. Trainee. Langley, Virginia, or Yasenevo, Moscow. You are given a cover name. You practice answering to it. For the CIA, the training grounds are called the Farm, 180 acres in rural Virginia. For the KGB, it is the Red Banner Institute, nondescript buildings outside Moscow. Both places smell the same, pine trees and floor wax, and controlled stress. You learn surveillance detection routes. You learn dead drops, brush passes, cover stories you can tell at 3 a.m. without hesitating. You are one of 280 trainees globally entering this pipeline this year. The instructors do not praise you. Praise is not the metric. Survival of scrutiny is. You pass every assessment, barely on 2 of them. You do not tell anyone. Everything you were told about intelligence work was shaped by fiction. You realize this on a Tuesday, standing in a field, counting cars. Level 3. Field officer. First posting. You are handed an assignment. You are not asked if you want it. Your cover is real. Journalist, diplomat, businessman. You live the cover. You do not perform it. You pay taxes under the cover. You have colleagues who believe it. You are approximately 900 active NOC officers across both agencies combined at any given moment. Your first asset is a mid-level trade official. He thinks you are a friend. You cultivate that belief carefully, precisely, without cruelty, and without hesitation. Your handler is a voice on a secure line. You meet in person twice a year. A cafe in Vienna, a park bench in Helsinki. You report, you wait, you report again. The work is patience shaped into a discipline. A name appears in your operational brief. You recognize it from a file you were never supposed to see. You wish you didn't. Level 4. Case officer. Asset network. You are running 3 assets now. Each one believes they are your only source. Compartmentalization is not a tactic here. It is the architecture of your entire life. You are responsible for human beings who have committed treason for their countries. You do not use the word treason, officially. The reports say cooperative source and intelligence development. One of your assets has a daughter. She is 7. There is a photo on his desk. You note the photo because it is useful. You note the photo because you cannot stop yourself. Of the case officers at your grade, fewer than 30% are trusted with a multi-asset network in a hostile environment. You are one of them. You stop sleeping past 4 a.m. You don't mention it. Then the asset with the daughter goes silent. 14 days, no contact. You are given 2 options. Neither is acceptable. You have 72 hours. Level 5. Senior Operations Officer. You have run assets who were later found. You do not count them. Grief is not a protocol. It is a liability. You treat it accordingly. You are now coordinating with liaison services, MI6, BND, Mossad. You sit across from people who are also not what they say they are. You speak carefully, always. In the KGB parallel, your equivalent is a residence deputy. You are running an entire station's human intelligence production. The Moscow center sends objectives. You find the paths. Of senior operations officers at your grade, fewer than 18% have direct liaison authority with Allied foreign services. You have a password-locked cable address that does not appear in any unclassified directory. Your partner asks where you were last month. You give the cover story. It is smooth. It is practiced. Your partner nods. The nod tells you they do not fully believe it anymore. The file on your current target says 47 known contacts. You were briefed on 12. The difference means someone lied for years. Level 6. Chief of Station. You are responsible for everything in country. The assets, the cover, the local relationships, the cable traffic. If it burns under your name. This is not authority. This is weight. You are stationed in a city that does not appear in your official personnel record. The embassy knows you as a cultural attaché. The real work happens in a room accessible through a door that looks like a maintenance closet. There are 22 active CIA chiefs of station globally at any given moment. You are one of them. At 3 a.m. in your apartment, Ambon, Nairobi, Bangkok, it doesn't matter. You review cables that will determine whether a human being is extracted or left in place. You make the call. You document it in 3 sentences. You have not spoken to your brother in 8 months. This is not unusual anymore. That is what concerns you. Then a message arrives through back channel.
No name. No agency letterhead. Just a location and a phrase you recognize from a training exercise 15 years ago. It is not a drill. Level 7. Division Chief. Headquarters. You are no longer in the field. You are worse than in the field. You decide which operations get funding, which assets get protected, which ones get burned to preserve something larger. The decisions do not keep their shape at night. In the CIA, this is the level of an AD-level posting. In the KGB structure, you are a department chief, one rank below directorate leadership. You have access to ongoing operations in 31 countries simultaneously. Fewer than 60 people on Earth have the operational overview you now carry. You know things about allied governments they do not know about themselves. A senator calls you to discuss oversight. You answer clearly. You answer carefully. You do not lie. You select. The difference is technical. You stopped examining it 3 years ago. At 47, your blood pressure requires medication. You take it every morning. You do not connect it to anything. You review a file on an operation from 1994. An asset was burned in Budapest, ruled an acceptable loss. You recognize the handler's decision tree. It is identical to a call you made in 2019. You close the file. You do not open it again. Level 8. Deputy Director of Operations. The title has weight that the room cannot hold. You now oversee the entire clandestine service. Every station, every asset, every active operation. In the KGB's final years, this rank was equivalent to first deputy chairman, one of 2 people who could theoretically authorize actions without director confirmation. You are not told everything. Even here. There are compartments above your access level. This does not surprise you. Nothing surprises you. That is its own kind of damage. There are 4 people on Earth who share your operational authority. 2 of them were your rivals for 15 years. You have dinner with them twice a year. The conversation is warm and entirely impenetrable. Your hands don't shake during a congressional brief where a senator implies you authorized an assassination. You answer, calmly, specifically, without the one sentence that would end it. The senator does not have the clearance to understand the silence. Your spouse stopped asking questions 3 years ago. You noticed immediately. You said nothing. You were relieved. Then you sat with what that relief meant. You did not sit with it long. A file crosses your desk. Operation Night Watch, 2007. 17 assets across Eastern Europe compromised over 14 months. The file implies internal penetration. It implies someone at this level. You read your own meeting logs from 2007. Level 9. Director of Central Intelligence, or Chairman KGB. And then you are at the top. There is no higher classification. For you, there is no operational secret you cannot access. There is also no decision you can walk back. The briefings begin at 5:45 a.m. every morning, without exception. You are told things that have no public record and will never have one. You are told things about current world leaders that change the geometry of every news cycle you observe. You watch the news differently now. The anchor mentions a coup. You knew 6 weeks ago. Only 19 people have held this position in CIA history. In the KGB's 67-year existence, fewer than 12 individuals held equivalent authority. You are in that sentence now. You authorize an operation in a country whose government considers itself an ally. The operation is necessary. It will never be acknowledged. You sign the authorization with a pen that belongs to the office, not to you. You are aware of the distinction. The isolation is structural, not personal. You understand this. Understanding it does not close the distance. At 56, you feel 70. You know the names of 47 people who died in operations you sanctioned. You do not say their names aloud. Not because you don't remember them, because you do. All of them. There is a classified ceremony. 31 people attend. The president speaks for 4 minutes. You receive a commendation that does not exist in any public record. On the way out, you sign 2 additional non-disclosure agreements. The classification obligations survive your death.
Your successor has already been selected. You were consulted, briefly. You recommended someone you trust completely. You are aware that complete trust, at this level, is a belief you have chosen rather than a fact you have verified. Level 10. After. You are retired now. That is the official word. The work does not leave with the badge. The habits remain. The awareness remains. You sit in a restaurant and you note every exit, every face, every conversation within earshot that contains a pattern. You cannot turn it off. You stopped trying to, years ago. You write nothing down, not because you were told not to, although you were, because some things are not meant to have a record. You watch a news segment about intelligence failures. The analyst is explaining tradecraft incorrectly. You do not correct them. Somewhere, Langley, Yasenevo, a waiting room with fluorescent light, a 24-year-old with a clean record and a clearable background picks it up. They read the first question. They do not hesitate. They don't know what it costs. They will.